Kiki here from the Honest Perfume Reviewer YouTube channel. I just changed the name of my channel. It used to be Perfume Passion, and I'm still passionate about perfume, so that's not the reason. I want to be honest. My idea behind even having a channel is that I want to share my honest opinions about fragrance. If a perfume sucks, I want to be able to say it. I don't want to feel an obligation to say something positive because I know the perfumer, someone sent me a free bottle. So I will not accept any free bottles. I won't let myself be bribed. I mean, I don't have that many followers anyway right now, but this is the way I feel about it. No matter how many followers I would have, I would like to work more like an independent journalist about perfume. And I mean, I don't want to trash any perfume houses or say that they're garbage, but if I feel that they're getting boring, they don't work for me, they turn sour on my skin, I want to be able to say it and not feel bad or feel obliged to anybody, because this is all just fun. And if you're a creator and you want to put a perfume out there, you have to be able to accept that people are going to have opinions about it. Anyway, today I'd like to share with you something that will kind of convey a message. I find in my local community here in Sweden that a lot of us in this hobby or passion have a tendency to acquire too many bottles. We buy too much, we spend too much. We have way more perfume than we'll ever finish. And we have something that I think that we do not need to have, and that is many perfumes within the same category that are so similar that I don't think that we blindfolded could distinguish them from each other, and especially not in the dry down. And I've made this mistake myself, and therefore I'd like to share with you 3 fragrances that are all kind of based on iris. I love iris, but they are too similar to own all 3 of them. I at least don't need more than 2 of them. And you can see these as recommendations from my side because I really like all 3, but I don't need all 3. Okay, so my first one, this is the one that I owned first as well. It's called Soavissima, and it's from the house of Profumum Roma. This one has, iris is kind of, described as like a drier kind of flowery note, and it can be quite cold in certain compositions. But this one here, it's combined with other white florals. I'm sure it has orange flower. So it has like a clean, soapy feel to it, but it also has an amber note, so it's pretty sweet. And this has great performance. It's not quite as loud and potent as like Acqua and Zucchero and some of the other Profumum Roma fragrances, because that Acqua and Zucchero, basically that's a 12-hour, almost 24-hour, I would say, because it's like on my pillow, still on my skin the morning after I've worn it. So it's basically, I think it's a little much. But this one has like good performance, good sillage, and I really like to wear this in the summertime. Beautiful fragrance. Okay, so the second one that I bought was this one it's called Kôhl de Bahrain. It's a French house, but all their fragrances are sort of Oriental inspired. You can see kind of by the bottle too. This is from the house of Stephane, Humbert, Lucas 777. This is more of an Oriental leaning iris, but iris has kind of like a centered place in this composition. And it has also some woodiness, it's vanillic, and it has Ambre Gris, which gives it a lot of body and kind of an animalic touch, but it doesn't go too far. It does remind of this one called Ambre Gris from Paris, Monte Carlo, but this one is more body-like. I think I'll talk more about that in another video, but they are quite similar. It made me think of that one right away, and I didn't own that at the time. So, and this one has also like balsamic notes. I think it has Peru balsam perhaps, and I think it has a violet note. So it's a really interesting blend, and I really like it. It's not, the price point is quite high though. Like the price of this for 50 ml, I think is like, it's over 150 euro or dollars. And and it has a good performance, but I can't quite see that the price is justified really in terms of quality. I mean, the quality is good, but now that I know that this one exists, it's called Essence de Patchouli. It's also from the house of Paris, Monte Carlo. It has, this is not a patchouli fragrance, even though it has a note of patchouli. This is about the iris, and it's about it's very smooth and beautiful. It has rose, it has geranium. It's sort of uplifting, it's oriental leaning. It reminds me a lot I mean, a lot of this one. And I don't think that I could, in the dry down, blindfolded, distinguish between these two. And this one is like twice the price. And the bottle is incredible, I have to say, but this bottle's not too bad either. If I were to repurchase something in this category, it would be this one. So worth the price, so beautifully blended, so soft. It has none of that earthy, strong patchouli that can just like knock you over. I mean, I love psychedelic from Javoy, but this is not even close to that. But it's kind of in the background, and it's just kind of beautifully blended. This could be called Roses and Vanilla or something, or it could be called, I don't think it features the note. I mean, it's not listed a note of vanilla, but I think it has like other like ambery kind of notes that to me it's definitely like vanillic. It's woody, vanillic, a little rosy. I think the rose is quite prominent in this one. Anyway, I really, really like this one, and of the three, this one is definitely most value for money. Even though I really recommend all of them, I don't think quite the Kôhl de Bahrain is worth the money. And I think it's so important, you know, for reviewers to also weigh in this aspect, because I've heard so many say that, you know, oh, this is, you know, $600 or whatever, and it's so worth it to me. But I mean, that's a lot of money. And some bottles, you know, they only sell them in these huge bottles, and you'll never get through them. So I'm thinking, you know, I think the price always needs to be weighed into the picture when discussing perfume. You can't just put that aside and pretend that that's like not a factor, because it is. I mean, for most of us, it is for sure. So don't overbuy. And my message today is like, if you're considering your perfume and you love it, first go home and see what it resembles that you already have, and ask yourself, do I need this? And then maybe start with a sample and even like put one on each arm and see if you can even tell the difference before purchasing full bottle. Don't waste your money. It's more fun to buy a fragrance. Like if I have like all these iris fragrances, maybe it's more fun for me to buy a violet fragrance because I don't have any violet fragrances, for example. So I'm telling myself this as much as I'm telling it to you. Okay, guys, have a nice day.